Hello fellow gamers, today we're going to be taking a look at Wingspan. We have played it with a kid, with a non-gamer, with an Ameritrasher, with a strategic gamer. So many different people got to take a look at this game, but those are the reviews that you're going to hear today. I also got a chance to play the Automa, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. Now, Wingspan is by Stonemaier Games, and it is for 1 to 5 players. It lasts about 40 to 70 minutes, and it is an engine building game with some worker placement. You're going to be placing cubes on your board, and each round you're actually going to get reduced cubes to use. So every round your turns get shorter and shorter as you get more birds out on the board, which is a really amazing combination when you're fighting for that engine building, trying to get those cards out on the table. So let's take a look at what other people had to say.
I thought the art and the theme of the game was fantastic. It taught me a little bit about the different birds, obviously, but it was a very nicely illustrated game, and the theme was really, really good. How it moved along and how you achieve different goals with the different types of birds. As a non-gamer, oh my gosh, this game was so easy for me to learn. I can't even explain to you how easy it was. You know, Wingspan is a very entertaining game. It has a lot of little twists in it that I really enjoyed, actually. And it wasn't so driven that you had to understand this, have that happen, to have that happen, to have that happen. It was very cut and dry. So it was fun. It had all these little twists to it, but they were easy to understand, and that made it hugely good to play. I didn't have to ask, I probably asked just one question about it, and that was it. And I could play that game from beginning to end and not have any issues. It was a very enjoyable game to play. And it was short, it wasn't extremely lengthy, so it made it really nice for me.
Now, I'm a strategic gamer, and there's a lot of games out there that just really don't excite me because if they are too easy or I can figure them out too fast, I just don't really enjoy playing them, especially whenever we're talking about 3 plays, 4 plays, 5 plays, or even that many plays in a row. I just can't do that. And with Wingspan, I felt like learning the game up front and teaching people how to play was super simple. Everything made sense. The actions were all very easy to convey to people. The board was just perfect to be able to elaborate what people are doing on the board. And then they color-coded the cards with when they would activate, which was just genius in that fact because it gives people a color association along with that action happening. And I really feel like that made things easier to learn from people, along with all of the icons on there. You know, there was never a time when I was teaching the game and then people were having trouble with what the rules were. It was more of just like, what does this icon mean, or where does this apply to? And as soon as I told them, oh, well, okay, this is the number of birds per a region with the eggs, and they're like, oh, okay, that makes complete sense. Like, all of the icons make complete sense. And that was just so much fun, and the game has so much depth to it. And the fact that when I'm playing, there's definitely not a single way to solve it. There's enough bird cards in there that you're not going to get bored with the combinations of cards. You know, it's going to be something that you're going to play over and over again, and you will probably never see the same combination of cards ever, okay? Now, I also got to play the Automa, which I personally am not a solo gamer. Like, I do not enjoy solo gameplay. I think that board games are meant to play with other people, so this was like not a first for me to play the solo game, but I usually don't enjoy them too much. You know, I feel like it's a lot of work for a little reward. And with this Automa, I have to say, it left me super excited to play that game as a single player because of the way it behaved. I felt like the Automa did a really great job of wiping off the board, so it became really important for me to do certain actions before the Automa did their turn. You know, it made it like this impending doom of, oh no, I gotta get this bird card before the Automa clears the whole board and something happens. Or I have to do this before the Automa does that, you know? And it was it was exciting while playing with just myself there. And I don't think I've quite had that personal experience with a solo gameplay before, so that was really exciting for me as well. Overall, for a strategic gamer, this was a clear win for me because it gave me the ability to make a very large game state as well as having to think ahead many turns to try to figure things out, and then also play with other players who just like didn't give a crap about any of that, who are just winging it. So it was a perfect game to play with just a full group of people, you know, no matter who they were, and that was very exciting for me.
As an Ameritrasher, I think this game has a lot of really good theme. So it's based off birds, obviously, but it comes with really cool little eggs. It comes with a bird feeder and dice, and you really feel like the birds that you're collecting would actually eat those types of animals. So you really kind of get into the idea of learning about birds, even if it's subconscious or on accident. What I like the most about Wingspan is that it is a worker placement at its heart, and as you go along, you lose a worker to score on the board. And that makes a big difference because it really ratchets up the tension the further along you go into it. So as you're watching yourself score, you're getting less and less each round, and so you have to worry about what am I going to do with less resources. So oddly enough, the thing I dislike most about Wingspan is the birds. So I know this makes me sound bad, but birds are like my least favorite animal. So I'm just really looking forward for when they come out with the next version of it that has dragons instead, and then I'm 100% on board with this game. I'm going to get 2 copies.
Hello, we're here with the Glory Bear today, the reigning champion of Wingspan. So how does it feel to be a champion?
Really good.
Really good? Well, how did you like Wingspan?
I liked it a lot.
A lot. What did you like about it specifically?
Well, I liked that there were certain tasks you had to do, and then you had to get the bird cards, and you could pick out of the bird feeder. I think those parts were my favorite.
Oh, did you like the bird feeder a lot? Like
Yeah.
the fact that it was an actual little birdhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Well, what was your strategy for winning? Because you actually won 2 games with all adults and everything. And one game you beat us by like 40 points or something. And the next one, it was much closer. It was only with like a 5-point difference. So were you just picking specific birds or something?
Well, I would look at it, and then if it said, oh, water type, I would try to focus on water type. But the second one was a certain type of nest. I'd try to do water types with that nest so I could get both of them.
Oh, okay. That's very, very smart. So you were really thinking things through then. Okay, did you feel like the iconography was really easy to see and understand? So all the little icons on the sheet, when you looked at them, you could kind of figure them out pretty easily?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Well, as far as all the games that you've played, where has this been? Is it near the top, in the middle, or near the bottom?
In the middle.
In the middle, okay. So there's some games that you've liked more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything you didn't like about the game?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Is this a game that you would try to teach your friends? Because I believe the age on this was 10 and up. So is that something that you as an 8-year-old would try to teach your friends?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would?
Uh-huh.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me here today, Glory Bear. We will see you next time, okay? All right. Overall, I really didn't hesitate to show anybody this game. A lot of times people would be reluctant to play due to the theme, but that was really it. Once I opened up the box and then they got to see the eggs and the little birdhouse where you roll the dice and then like the little pieces and bits and the art on the cards, people were quickly sold by that theme, which made me really happy because although some people didn't enjoy the theme, this game is a solid game with lots of gameplay and replayability and strategic things that you can do. And like maybe the Ameritrashers might have more of an issue with that, but I totally thought it was fine. You know, I was able to teach it to everybody I came across. Everybody understood it very easily. Everything about this game was a joy to play, from the automa right down to the engine building and making synergy with those cards. And I have to say that this game quickly became one of the most played games that we've played this year. And it happened so fast, I just can't believe it. So, glowing reviews from GloryHoundd and the Uninvited Gamers.